Good morning. Kate Bohr and Fiona Pearman here, joining you today to talk about why confidence is one of the most powerful resources you have to developing and sustaining a growth mindset.
Yes, Kate, this growth mindset is so often, we think about it as something that we need to access, but actually we need to look at what's going on inside us. What's holding us back from that? Why are we so fixed on what we can do and what we can't do? Why do we see it as I only got this much? My possibility in the world, or my domain, my identity sits here in this box. And I think what this offers us, once we get in touch with our confidence and can explore a growth mindset, we start to open up. All our possibilities expand. Everything that's available to us is so much more than we would have had otherwise.
Yeah, I think one of the things when I think about fixed mindset is, this is my world, this is what's possible for me. And I think, for a lot of us, there's a lot of certainty in that. And so there's lots of really good reasons why that has served us in the past in terms of, knowing what's possible, knowing what we can do, know what we can't do, knowing what we will be able to do, knowing what we shouldn't do because we'll get it wrong and we'll fail. All of those things that are really good things that will keep us safe. But of course, they keep us small as well. And so I think the piece here and the opportunity as we move towards a growth mindset, and the reality is the world we live in, we have to, right? In order to grow, in order to leverage the opportunities that are coming at us, we really do have to lean into this. But it's doing it in a really gentle and slower way. It doesn't have to be here to here. It can be that kind of small, gentle pathway to starting to really challenge perhaps some of our thinking around our beliefs of who we are, what our skill, capability, experience is, and then expanding that. And of course, the lovely thing here, Fiona, is as we do that, we start to see things and see opportunities that perhaps we didn't think were available to us in that fixed mindset state.
Yes, I think what we've certainly seen, and as you say, in this world that is just constantly disrupting us, our ability to hold on to something tightly is going to be more and more challenged. So we are going to fail at things. We're going to encounter roadblocks. We're going to find dynamics. We're going to find things that are really difficult to deal with. And if we think I can't, if we contract from that, rather than starting to explore what could I do in this situation, what is available to me, what are questions I could ask, what are ways I could meet this dynamic, as you say, without slamming ourselves into something that feels desperately uncomfortable, but just to try and think about the options I have in this situation. And I think this is what, we love so much about this, because we know that once we start to engage with that, we have more choice and power about what we do next. We're not locked into only this, not that. And we start to think about things when things go wrong, which they will, we start to think about what could I do differently here? And one of those things we think about is asking for help. How can I get better at asking for help? How can I lean into that and do that more easily? And maybe how can I reorient myself? What could I do differently? How could I pivot in this situation instead of thinking I've only got these options?
Yeah, I think the key piece here is that it takes confidence to lean into things that you're not perfect and great at. It takes confidence to navigate new situations, new experiences, new opportunities. And inevitably, as you said, because it's full of uncertainty, there will be roadblocks, there will be things that we get wrong. And having the confidence to ask for help, we talk about a small act of confidence is asking for help. It takes courage and confidence to do that, but it also takes confidence to be able to fall down and get back up again. And so, one of the biggest opportunities, and personally, this has been my experience as well, that the growth mindset work and transitioning from a fixed to growth, the biggest opportunity is redefining our relationship with fear and failure. And I think when we do that, freedom comes, because all of a sudden, my beliefs around getting it wrong and the connection with my identity are loosened, and there's a lot more freedom and opportunity to be able to try new things, to get them wrong, to learn things as we go along, and of course pick ourselves back up and continue on that ongoing learning and growth journey as well. And I think when we do that, that's when our world experience grows. That's when our career opportunities expand. That's when all sorts of things in career and life open up. And I think that's one of the biggest gifts, obviously, of the growth mindset. Anything else for you want to add before we close out?
No, I just think this piece about start small, find places where you notice you're butting up against something that feels immovable or difficult, and you're using the language like I can't, or I won't, or it's not possible. When you notice that, just seeing if you can reframe that a little bit and say, what if I did this much, or tried this new action, and just did one thing a little bit differently, and just, you know, trusted yourself to have that inner confidence to do a little bit different, to do something differently than you would have otherwise, you start to expand your world and move towards this growth mindset orientation.
So if you know someone who would benefit from our confidence conversations, tag them below, or share it with your network online, of course. If you want to be notified when we go live, be sure to follow us on Facebook, and also you can access lots of other great resources there. And if you want to go deeper with your relationship with core confidence, head over to our website, coreconfidence.com.au.